ruled the UFC like a king, until fame became the fight he couldn't win. Conor McGregor rose from nothing to become the face of the UFC. Fierce, fearless, unstoppable. But outside the cage, fame, fortune, and controversy slowly tore it all down. This is the fall of a fighting legend. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, because you won't want to miss what really happened to Conor McGregor. To understand the fall, you first have to see just how high Conor McGregor climbed. Conor McGregor was more than just a fighter. He was a formidable presence. If you followed MMA in the 2010s, you know his name wasn't just loud, it was everywhere. Born in 1988 in Dublin, Conor started out like many, hungry, broke, and swinging for a better life. By 2012, he had already made waves in Europe, holding both featherweight and lightweight titles in Cage Warriors. When he entered the UFC in 2013, things moved fast. Had you blinked, you might have missed it, because within a few years, he'd become the first UFC fighter to hold titles in 2 divisions at once. Knocking out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds wasn't just history, it was myth in motion. McGregor went on to claim a second belt by defeating Eddie Alvarez, then stepped into the ring with Floyd Mayweather, losing, but walking away filthy rich. But fame hit harder than any opponent. Sponsors vanished. So did his invincibility. Then, in 2025, he shocked the world again, running for Irish president, pushing far-right views. Conor McGregor rose fast and burned bright, and now he's crashing just as hard. But before the fame, the titles, and the chaos, there was just a kid from Dublin with big dreams and even bigger fights ahead. Conor McGregor was born in Dublin and raised in Crumlin, where toughness was a part of daily life. He attended Irish language schools and played football for Lord's Celtic. But at age 12, he turned to boxing, not for glory, but to protect himself and build confidence. In 2006, after moving to Lucan, he began a plumbing apprenticeship. That same year, he met Tom Egan, and the two started training in MMA. Inspired by legends like Ali, Bruce Lee, and Nassim Hamed, McGregor shifted his focus and unknowingly took his first steps toward global stardom. With his passion for fighting growing fast, it didn't take long before Conor stepped into the cage. At just 18 years old, on the 17th of February 2007, McGregor made his amateur MMA debut in Dublin against Kieran Campbell. He won by first-round TKO, showing early signs of the aggression and precision he'd later become known for. That one fight changed everything. Right after, he turned professional and was signed by Irish Cage of Truth. In 2008, he took things to the next level by training under John Kavanagh at Dublin's Straight Blast Gym, a move that would shape his entire career. Just when it looked like Conor might give up on fighting, everything changed. Conor made his pro debut in 2008, winning by TKO. After another win, he dropped to featherweight and lost via submission. Frustrated and unsure, he almost walked away from MMA. But if his mother hadn't called his coach, the world might have never heard his name. He returned, scored a few more wins, but took another tough loss to Joseph Duffy. Most fighters would have faded out there. Conor didn't. From 2011 to 2012, he went on an 8-fight win streak, becoming the first European to hold 2 Cage Warriors titles in different divisions. By 2013, the hype was real. UFC President Dana White visited Dublin, heard the buzz, and met McGregor, and days later handed him a UFC contract. If he'd quit back then, there'd be no belts, no fame, no legacy. But fate doesn't always reward fire without consequence. In February 2013, Conor McGregor signed with the UFC, only the second Irishman to do so. 2 months later, he obliterated Marcus Brimage in the first round, instantly making noise. A fight with Max Holloway followed, but during the bout, McGregor tore his ACL. He still won by decision, but the cost was brutal. He was out for nearly 10 months. Had that injury been worse, or had he not pushed through, it could have ended everything before it began. The rise of MMA's most notorious figure nearly ended before it truly started. In 2015, he beat Dennis Siver to earn a shot at the featherweight title. But when Jose Aldo pulled out, McGregor faced Chad Mendes instead. He won by TKO, capturing the interim featherweight championship and delivering record-breaking numbers for the UFC. Later that year, the long-awaited unification bout with Aldo finally happened. In just 13 seconds, McGregor knocked him out, claiming the undisputed title and the fastest finish in UFC title fight history. But 2016 brought a twist. Moving up to welterweight, McGregor fought Nate Diaz and suffered his first UFC loss. He tapped to a rear naked choke in round 2. Had he paced himself better, things might have gone differently. Still, he took responsibility, and fans respected that. If the loss to Nate Diaz was supposed to humble him, what followed only made McGregor hungrier. The rematch was set for UFC 200, but McGregor got pulled for skipping media obligations. If he'd just played by the rules, he might have headlined the card. Instead, the fight moved to UFC 202, where McGregor edged out a bloody war with Diaz by majority decision. It became the highest-selling PPV in UFC history at the time. Then came the moment that changed everything. At UFC 205, McGregor faced Eddie Alvarez and put on a masterclass, becoming the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 belts at once. But glory has its cost. Due to inactivity, McGregor was stripped of the featherweight title and later, the lightweight title too. In 2017, he stepped away from the octagon and into a boxing ring to face Floyd Mayweather in a mega fight. He lost, but the payday was historic. Afterward, he returned to face Khabib Nurmagomedov in 2018. The hype was massive. The fight? Brutal. McGregor tapped in the 4th round. Had he won, history might have looked very different. He briefly retired in 2019, came back in 2020, and delivered a stunning 40-second KO over Donald Cerrone, becoming the first fighter with knockouts in 3 divisions. But then came 2 back-to-back losses to Dustin Poirier in 2021, the second ending with a broken leg. In 2023, McGregor returned to TV, coaching the Ultimate Fighter opposite Michael Chandler, setting up a 2024 showdown. But in classic McGregor fashion, it fell apart. This time, due to a broken toe just weeks before the fight. But McGregor's story isn't just about fights inside the cage. It's about fame, power, controversy, and everything that came with it. Conor McGregor's fighting style was sharp and explosive. A left-handed counter-striker, he fought best on his feet, with precision and knockout power that earned him global respect. His pullback left hand became one of the most feared weapons in MMA. Outside the cage, McGregor thrived on trash talk and mind games, earning him the nickname the Notorious. In 2017, he boxed Mayweather and walked away $130 million richer. But by 2024, a civil rape verdict and far-right politics cost him sponsors. His empire survives, built on fame, fury, and controversy. But behind the fame, fortune, and knockout power lies a side of McGregor the world couldn't ignore. Then came more. A 2023 sexual assault claim during the NBA Finals led to a new 2025 lawsuit, alleging a violent bathroom attack while security looked away. McGregor denied the allegations, but denial can't erase damage. And as if that weren't enough, he entered politics, voicing far-right views and announcing a run for Irish president. If he wins, it won't be a victory. It'll be a reckoning. Conor McGregor's fall isn't just about losing fame. It's about what happens when fame protects you for too long. And the truth finally catches up. Conor McGregor's story was once about triumph, but now it's a cautionary tale. A legacy built on glory, now shadowed by ego, power, and consequence. Some still see a champion, others a warning. Subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned. We reveal the truths they try to hide.